Welcome to A Taste of AZ podcast. Before we get into today's episode, we want to announce that A Taste of AZ magazine will be switching to a paid subscription starting on January 1st, 2024. Until then, you can visit us at atasteofaz.com/subscribe and name your price for the entire 2024 magazine year. You'll get 4 issues for whatever price you decide, and they will each arrive at the beginning of the quarter. With that said, don't forget to subscribe to our email newsletter, and let's jump into today's episode.
All right, well, we're here at Downtown Chandler.
Yes.
Right? Downtown Chandler. We're right beside Pedal House.
Yep.
Always wondered where their spot was, and now I know. It's right on the other side of this wall.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been to all of their other locations except that one.
Yeah. I kind of sometimes forget, no offense, guys, but I forget that you guys have a spot in Downtown Chandler.
Dude, it's tucked in. It is real tiny.
Well, we're here at the Brickyard. Is it the Brickyard?
Yeah, the Brickyard.
The Brickyard Downtown. So we're excited to be here. This is a beautiful, beautiful place.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and just say who you are?
Yeah, howdy. I'm Connor Hinch. I'm the current bar manager at the Brickyard Downtown Chandler. I've been going at this for about 6 months now, but I've been with the company for 3 years. So
Okay.
nice and fresh.
Nice, dude. And we're working on voice acting.
Yes,
Right.
I've been trying it out. I've been dipping my toes in,
Yeah.
but with the whole bar management thing, there's not a ton of free time to do anything else.
Yeah. Great way to put it. Well, if there's any talent agents out there, this is your tryout.
It's my
This is your submission. Yeah. And you?
And my name's Colin. Man. I've been here since
You're not allowed to
2020.
swear.
Oh, really?
I'm just kidding.
I'm scared.
Wow, dude, now it's PG-13.
Man, I am the current sous-chef. I've been sous-chef for 3 months, but I've been with this company since 2020.
Okay.
So
Nice. Dude,
definitely
congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you so much.
That's
it means
badass.
a lot to me.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, we're going to talk about the place. And I mean, I'm already just kind of blown away by the things you've shown. We haven't even seen the food or the cocktails or anything like that yet. And I'm already impressed. So
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
far, so good, right?
Yeah, dude.
Doing
gotta-
great.
First impressions, right?
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure. So how long has the Brickyard been here?
I think we're going on 8 years now.
Yeah.
I want to say it's March. Was that their opening date?
January, February. I think it was
It might have been March. But
Okay.
yeah, we're going on 8 years now. But yeah, this place has really developed like a solid foothold here.
For sure.
So our owner, Gavin Jacobs, are you familiar with? Have you met
I don't
the
think
name?
we've met Gavin yet, have we?
No.
No.
He's absolutely insane. It's just something's up with him. He used to be the GM at House of Tricks in Tempe. If you
Okay. I remember that spot. Yeah.
So he's been in the restaurant industry for entirely too long, but now this is kind of his first love that really took off, and then he's got 3 spots now in Chandler. So it's been a place, and this is obviously his baby. So
Yeah.
What are the other spots?
so at the moment, the current 4 are Brickyard, the Hidden House, which is going to be just Stone's Throw Northwest. Next door, just opening up, Elliot's Steakhouse, and then Maple House is just around the corner on opening up. I'm fairly sure.
It's, I think, if I remember right, it's the end of the year.
End of the year.
Around like September. So
Gotcha.
maybe next month, yeah.
Yeah, so the Maple House is a coffee wine spot. Then we have the Hidden House, which is going to be more like white tablecloth, a little into fine dining, but still a bit more relaxed. And then Elliot's is like upper fine dining, super nice steakhouse. And then Brickyard is tapas, like more on that craft cocktail side, really kind of pushing that boundary. So.
Yeah.
So was this place always what it is now, a very cocktail-focused tapas bar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The gentleman that opened it up, if you check him out over there on the wall, Bobby Kramer, he really drove the boat on this with Gavin. He's just super cocktail focused, really oftentimes described as a pillar in the industry. But it's always been just craft cocktails and then stupid puns. That's kind of what it's been. And then the kitchen, again, I call Gavin crazy because the amount of focus isn't just on what you see right here. That little room over there, that kitchen, is throwing out. That's it, but they're throwing out crazy food. So it's always been the most ridiculous, high quality stuff we can produce out of this tiny little space we got.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was going to say, were you a patron before you started? No, actually, you say you've been with the company for quite a while.
Yeah.
But as bar manager over the last 6 months, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, were you a customer before you were an employee?
I was with over at Hidden House.
Okay.
I kind of just threw myself like neck deep in the industry, and then I had a friend introduce me to Hidden House. It's where I met Michael Regan, which is our current operator. And then, I came over here a handful of times, met Bobby, met all the guys. And so I I think, fell in love with the people that were here.
Okay.
But yeah, the patron through and through.
Yeah. I guess still.
Right. Yeah, dude. If I don't want to sit down here, something's wrong. So
That's right.
Exactly.
It's my job,
So let's go back before this iteration of this space. What was this building originally?
So this building, history-wise, next door, Elliot's was the movie theater. So
Okay.
funny part, when they were opening it up, they were breaking out the floor, relaying the foundation, and they broke into the seats.
Oh, wow.
So there was just a space underneath the previous restaurant that was just covered over with concrete. That was where the seats were laid in, and so there's just this weird little basement space that they had to work with. And so then this was the kind of the back end of it, like more the operation side, I forget what they call it, but
Where people would smoke and drink and stuff.
So we tried to persist that ideology. Come in here to smoke. I'm just kidding.
And then, so obviously, eventually you guys take this space over and turn it into what it is now. Dig into your menu a little bit, and I guess let's start with the cocktails, because it's pretty astounding what you guys have put together.
Yeah, so at the moment, from my understanding and what I try to persist is that every menu is a next step up for the menu itself.
Okay.
So at the current moment, we have the Brickyard Downtown Level Up menu. It's all video game themed. The previous ones were like movies. There was like a whole 90s, 80s, 70s reference one. But at the moment, we're doing video games, and so we just decided that if it's going to be a video game menu, it has to come in a video game case. And so when you open that up, you pull out the information booklet
I love this.
for the video game. And then, it's era-based. So if you crack that open, it's all era-based. The names of the cocktails, obviously, had to get as close as we could without getting the smackdown.
The C&D smacked on your window.
Oh, yeah. But the idea with the cocktails is, yes, they're a very big focus, but we go for a huge range. There's 36 different signatures. There's an entire page of reserve cocktails that's just crazy for no reason. Insane ingredients, just like top shelf whiskeys, so on and so forth. And then we go into non-alcoholic cocktails, then a happy hour classic list, and then just other classics that we enjoy that we wanted to keep on there. And I think it totals to 86, but I haven't sat down with it in a long time.
You know what's funny is, as I was flipping through it the first time, it's done so well and the whole thing is so immersive that I actually felt like I had to be gentle, like I was flipping through like a vintage video game info booklet.
Sure.
Well, that's so the one thing that is actually super neat that not a lot of people know, but I think his name's included on the backside, is the gentleman who did the front cover. His name is Mitch Gerald. He is the current Batman comic artist.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no way.
And he's a friend of the restaurant. So he did
Really?
he did our previous menu cover, and he did this one. And the whole thing was it looks like you just bought an Atari game and you're cracking that case open. So
This is incredible. Like
Yeah, thank
this
you.
blows me away.
Yeah.
It really does. And I mean, the design of it, and then in depth. And I assume that you are the Nimble Ranger.
I am
in here.
Yes. I didn't have this weird little caterpillar when we made the menu. So.
Okay, all right. Throwing people off. That's your disguise,
That's
right?
my disguise. Yeah.
What about you? You have no characters on here yet?
No, not yet.
Come
no.
on, man.
I know.
Goals, man. Goals.
That's the next step. That's the next step.
I love it. But I mean, as you look through it here too, and we connected on the slappers only for
Love
our vintage GoldenEye fans out there. I mean, just all of it is it just blows me away. There was one I just saw. There was like a level up or like an energy boost. Stamina boost.
Yeah.
Tequila and coffee.
So yeah, that's that fancy little reflective machine over there.
Yeah.
That is a nitro. It's like a nitro machine.
Okay.
So we make this batch. We use Peugeot cold brew. It's that local spot over there.
Nice.
It's a
Heck
Brazilian
yeah.
coffee house. Don Julio Añejo. Again, nice for no reason. It's on that list. We make a coffee syrup in house, and then we do a little bit of Chinar, which is a It's this artichoke Amaro, kind of weird, but
Okay.
dude, super dark. The nitro makes it taste like just silk, and it's just a really nice cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So,
And it's got tequila in it.
and it's got tequila in it.
Nature's Red Bull is what I call that.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Throw
love
some
how when
caffeine
you come
there.
into a cocktail bar of this caliber, there's always one weird ingredient that I'm like, I don't even know that existed. Like you said, it's an artichoke liqueur.
Artichoke Amaro. I think
Amaro, okay.
technically it's in that classification. But yeah, I mean,
Like,
that's,
who decided to make that into a drink?
I don't know. The word Amaro comes from the word bitter in Italian. But I mean, a lot of those things are just what they had available. A lot of them are named either after a region or a family name, but it's what they had available, and it's meant to be. A lot of them are meant to be digestifs. It's kind of more the more prominent one. So it's something you'd have after dinner, or something that you would have in a more medicinal sense.
Okay.
And so now we're using them to make espresso martinis.
Yeah. That's not
Still
like
medicinal, still
whoever did make that had no idea that that's where it was going to end up.
No,
someday.
no,
Or
no.
maybe they were just a true visionary in that
For sure.
sense.
That's right.
One day it'll be put in an espresso martini. I think it's really interesting how the contrast in what I expected, and the way you're dressed and the way that the place is set up and everything, to then have this just doesn't it matches, but it doesn't. If that makes sense, right?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that I always tell people is like, it goes back into what you asked. Is this always been what it is? It has, because of the two people that made it. The vision and the press, and like I said, the next step, always better, is it's brought a whole new meaning to me about what it means to like utilize this space.
Yeah.
Like when you're looking at this bar right here, and again, Colin can tell you all about it. When you're looking at that kitchen, there's no other room in there.
Yeah.
I think my bedroom might be bigger than that kitchen.
Yeah, mine is.
Yeah. Back here, there's 4 refrigerators.
Yeah.
And then we again take that space and just push it into whatever we can do.
Yeah.
Push it to its max level that you can. Yeah, for sure.
And that's
Swearing.
Yeah.
Without swearing.
Without
Yeah,
swearing.
I didn't sweat.
No,
So what does that look like in execution, though, right? Because I think that's what everyone wishes they could do in whatever they're doing in life. Is it a collaborative thing? Is it you guys just dedicating specific time to be creative?
So, I mean, yes, absolutely. I mean, again, it's both sides, kitchen and bar. It's the people that they brought in here that set the foundation knew so much and produced so much, and then they took that and then brought people who had that fire within them to just like listen and then refeed it. And so it's a collaboration between all of us. So like it sometimes it's hard for me to accept my role and say that this is what I'm doing just because of how much everybody else offers.
So, obviously we've met Colin. Who else are people that you're working with on creating these menus and on a day-to-day basis?
So at the moment, we've been moving a lot of people around with Elliot's. So the current bar team, so myself, then there is Sean. He did help out with this menu. He's the engineer, if you will.
I feel like I've met Sean before.
You might have.
Is he a rep for? Does he represent some of the?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
okay.
He's just here at the moment.
Okay.
And then we have Tiara, and we just brought on a new member. We call him Crispy, but Matt Crisp.
Okay.
But I think Tiara, this might be her first like cocktail experience. Sean's been with the industry for like 10 years, and then Crispy's super fresh, but I don't think I've seen him without a book ever. And so like all these people just put all this time in, and it's insane, and it's really fun to be a part of, for sure.
So how long does it take to build a menu this comprehensive?
We usually go for a year, a year out. So say, for instance, this menu comes out, and then we're already talking about next ideas. And then we're starting to try to fill spots where after we spend a month or two on this, and it's just, what's the next thing? So the biggest step is taking the idea and then trying to get everybody together to roll it into formatting. So about a year, I would say.
Okay.
So it's almost like when you put one thing out, it's like, let's start working on the
Oh,
next
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean, like I think this one took a year and a half. We changed hands. I would say a couple times, but I think after a year and a half we were able to get this out. But with even like the booklets, the printing, the names, artwork, and everything, it really kind of, you can get lost so fast with that.
Sure.
time.
I keep getting distracted. Like you're telling great stories and sharing great stuff, but I'm just like
Oh yeah.
drawn in.
Our bartender Sean, he put it pretty well. He said that if you've been alive for the last 40 years, there's something on that menu you'll understand.
Yeah, totally.
I think it makes it more approachable too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You come into a place and it's got great cocktails, and like you said, Luke, there's sometimes ingredients you don't know what they are, but you're like, oh, dude, I love Final Fantasy. I'm going to do that because I like Scotch, and that's a cool name.
Yeah.
You know. And then as I look at it more, there's all right, Lagavulin in there and 2 ingredients. I don't know what they are, right? So
Well, was the whole menu setup. We're trying to include those strange things. We want it to be there for you to ask.
Yeah.
But at the same time, make it readable for somebody who might not want to know. So having both of the options. So it's the name, like the format right now is the name, the base spirit, short description. So you could just look at it and order that, or then you could go in and ask, what's Lagavulin? What is Koki Barolo? And now,
Yeah.
and then that's always been another aspect, is that it's not just us back here knowing and doing everything and then giving you an experience with that. It's that we can answer those questions. And so having, like I said, everybody just kind of feed each other into that area has always been another one of the focuses. So,
Are there any items in here that are particularly favorites for you or you as well?
Oh man, I'd have to look at the menu again.
there you go, buddy.
yeah, check it out. Check it out.
Thank you.
I would say it really depends on what I'm feeling. The reserve cocktail list I absolutely adore, just because I think a few of them use peated Scotch. They're like stirred spirit forward cocktails, and I think if I'm ordering a cocktail, I really like to take my time with that and sit down and enjoy something. So I mean, at the moment, the Giovanni, it's a take on a Rob Roy, which is a Scotch Manhattan, but just absolutely elevated.
And with Johnny Blue, too?
Yeah, Johnny Walker Blue. It's got a blended aged rum that's Ron Zacapa 23.
Okay.
Koki Barolo is one of the nicest sweet vermouths you can purchase at the moment. It's this really sought after winery that then produces with Koki to make this crazy sweet vermouth. I really enjoy that one. And then I think the second favorite of mine might just be the look back at it on the first page.
Oh yeah.
It's just the presentation.
That was
It's a house-made pineapple foam that we do a Angostura spray design over the top, and it just looks like Pac-Man. He's got a little cherry in his mouth, and it's just fun every time it goes out. So those are some. I mean, the DK Old Fashioned, another one on that first menu. One of our bartenders who helped make this menu, Michael Testa, who's now bar managing over at Elliott's. His wife made all these little barrels. I actually should have probably grabbed one to show you, but it's these little barrels that look like the barrels you would see in Donkey Kong Country, but it says BY on it, and we fill it with little banana runts.
That's awesome.
I don't know, dude.
That
like
is
I said,
awesome.
we just push these things.
Yeah. And there's
Way
probably got to be a
too
lot of banana runts left over, right? Because nobody really eats those.
No, no, they don't. Yeah, but it's the visual.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think with the proper drink, that's what we've been waiting for this whole time. Is like, I'm not going to eat these straight up. We need a cocktail to consume with.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all coming together, man. It's all coming together.
Yeah, your banana runts aren't great until there's alcohol alongside it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know roughly how many games are referenced or, paid homage to?
Yes. So there's a couple that are more. I think that there was a point when it was like, we can't even add another game, and I think of the 36, I would say I think 32 of them are video game references,
Oh,
like
wow, okay.
specific game references. But with the description on the menu, just underneath the like the in-depth description, there's a little quote that then like will be like an Easter egg from the game. It's like slappers only.
Yeah.
Love that cocktail. underneath it says no odd job.
Ah, dude, that's
Yes.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you played the game, somebody might know GoldenEye just from Slappers Only. And then if somebody really, really played GoldenEye and they're like, oh yeah, no odd job, because now it's like, oh, this is a whole experience for this person to be like, I love that game. This is funny. And it's alcohol. So it's like, what is there? It's all up. It's all up. Yeah.
I love that the quote for the Pac-Man one is just Waka Waka.
Waka Waka.
I guess you can't really do anything else besides that, but
Waka Waka.
And pew pew. That's I just want to order that drink just to order that drink.
So I mean, the thing is, you keep asking about these things, and I just get so excited now. The pew pew is that was one of Michael Testa's ideas. It literally looks like space. So it comes in. There's a little funky glass. It's nice and tall. It's stirred. It uses citric acid, and then there's edible glitter inside of it, and it is like the color of space. It's super pretty.
Yeah.
Just
so with all these individual components, I mean, how do you develop and manage all of these cocktails?
One of the big, I don't even know sometimes.
And you're doing
I was
it
about
every
to
day.
go I don't know.
I mean, I could go really into it. One of the things is like, while we're making all this like all these cocktails, we're listing ingredients out, and there's a set number of things you can have in the well. So it's like 24 in our well, and then like 25 in the doghouse, 10 different syrups and juices, and then there's like 8 cheater. And so the development goes from the idea, we're having fun, we're making drinks, and then it's now having to limit it all. And so I think I had spent about 4 hours last time just flow charting the well, and then having to like cut back on things. So it gets really fun with Excel spreadsheets.
Well, that's interesting though, because it's like when you see the cocktails in this form, being this booklet, it feels so artistic. But I know that you can't run a cocktail bar off of just purely artistic endeavors. So it's interesting to hear that Excel spreadsheets are also fueling the logistics of these drink creations.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're looking at ingredients, you're looking at space, and then you're also looking at like balancing the menu on glassware. Is it on the rocks? How is it looking? Like, so there's again that limiting back end side that gets really involved really fast, but it just makes it that much more fun when you can sit down after the fact and then train somebody on it by just, here's the well setup, here's the flow chart, this is why this works, and then having it be again something that's approachable while also being elevated. So
how many different glasses do you have?
At the moment, I would say 12, I think.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because the glass is almost like, it's, for you guys, you're very aware that it is like something that people think about, but I feel like for most average people going to a cocktail bar, it's like subconscious, and then you get this cool glassware, and it adds to the experience so much. I love fancy glasses myself.
Me too.
Dude, I mean, you eat with your eyes first.
Yeah.
That's always true.
Yep.
And I figure it's pretty similar in the kitchen, being the size that it is, that you really have to optimize things.
Yeah, for sure. Like, the whole kitchen's so small. Like, we have 6 burners, we have a small flat top and a grill, and we push out food like crazy. The amount of time that we spend on prep, it's nuts compared to any other restaurant that I've ever worked at.
In what way? What kind of things are taking up your time?
Man, most of the time it's either like the soba noodle cakes that we have on our salmon. That takes a minute. That usually has to take a day's worth of pressed down weight so that they're compressed and like they don't fall apart on the flat top.
Interesting.
Also, I was gonna say, when you guys were mentioning like the cocktails and everything, the formatting just for that well was a lot, but then you look at what their kitchen is and the space they're using, and it's like it almost blows what we do out of the water.
Yeah. I could see his eyes when you were describing that. He was like in his mind going through the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, I forgot to do some prep.
Very nervous. Okay. No, like our pork belly, we usually marinate that overnight. The octopus takes like 2 days to like actually get it out to cook it.
Yeah.
Man, and that's super tender.
Yeah.
Like, everyone that tells me about it, oh man, it's one of the best octopuses. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, super tender, it's not tough. Like, it's perfectly cooked all the time. Yeah.
Well, let's get a quick message in, and then we'll dig back into it, because you guys have a pretty expensive food menu alongside your drinks.
Yes.
we want to announce that A Taste of AZ magazine will be switching to a paid subscription starting on January 1st, 2024. Until then, you can visit us at atasteofaz.com/subscribe and name your price for the entire 2024 magazine year. You'll get 4 issues for whatever price you decide, and they will each arrive at the beginning of the quarter.
We're rolling again. Did I hear you said you were doing barbecue in Paris?
Okay. So we had, damn, how do I explain this?
That's why we call him Ratatouille, by the way.
Yeah. So the whole story of me is like I came straight out of culinary school in 2020, started working here after falling in love with the food, just eating here one time.
Okay.
Fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Asked for a job, got the job the next day. And then
As a cook or
as a
did
line
you-
cook.
Okay.
Yeah, bottom of the line, Garmerger. And then started working my way up, and then got onto saute real quick, and then everyone started looking at me and like, oh man, this kid can cook. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? And then I got a scholarship to go out to Paris to work for a Michelin restaurant, and that was probably the biggest thing I've ever done.
Wow.
And then quit that, went to Paris, started working at a hole in the wall, and then we started doing barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
And it was crazy that everyone just like came up to me and was like, oh my God, this barbecue sauce is so good. Like,
Yeah.
what do you? I'm like, I use curry paste. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, curry paste. It's like, gives it the spice, the flavor, the amount of like, if you bloom it, it just brings everything out, like everything, like the ginger, garlic within it. It's really good.
Dang.
Yeah.
And so they saw American in
Yeah.
Paris. They're like barbecue.
Yeah.
Right? Got
They're
it.
like,
You have
you
to
make the
gotta
barbecue
represent.
sauce. You got it. I'm like, okay, here's the chef.
And you nailed it. And then you're like,
Nailed
all
it.
right, I got it. And then you bring curry paste. Like, what the?
They're like,
is
what the
this
hell
guy
is it?
doing?
Yeah, like, stupid American. Yeah.
So that had to have been a pretty crazy experience.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like the mecca of whoa, geez,
Oh,
dude,
my bad.
easy. I mean, Paris is like the mecca of food, kind of
Yeah.
in a way, right?
Yeah, definitely is.
Was that
Like,
pretty surreal?
Oh man, it was awesome. I got to meet so many cool people. Like I cooked for a lot of famous rappers that I liked.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome to meet them.
You got to name drop one person.
Oh, for sure.
Conway the Machine. He's from Buffalo, New York, which
Okay.
is my dad's hometown,
Yeah.
which is cool.
I don't know if you could have gone more obscure.
Yeah.
Dude, Conway the Machine, man. What do you mean?
That's Colin. Just
I'm like, is that what they call Kanye these days? Like,
Yeah. It's like the new Kanye.
do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Okay,
No,
Luke's
don't.
a hip hop fan, so
Yeah, so I got a free concert ticket from him, and he's like, he asked for a special that night, and he's like, do you make me a special? I'm like, okay. Made him fried rice.
yeah,
Fried rice.
yeah.
He loved it. It was like veggies only because I think he's vegetarian.
Yeah.
But man, he's like, dude, can I get another plate? I was like,
That's awesome.
yeah, I'll get you another plate.
This one of my favorite things about Colin is I think there was a month and a half that he was
Yeah.
perfecting fried rice here.
Yeah.
I would come in in the morning and open, and then there'd be another fried rice. He's like, "You try this.
You try
this.
this."
What do you think? What do you think? I did this time." And I'm like, yeah, dude. That it's just keeps
amazing.
getting better, and I'm
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
That's all I try to do is just perfect my craft, like repetition, trying to get consistent with them flavors and like techniques too.
Yeah.
On the break, you guys made a recommendation of the dry aged tomahawk, and you kind of spoke
Yes.
to its simplicity. Talk us through that item.
Man, so the tomahawk is a 40-day dry aged. It's 42 ounces. It's goddamn clean. I think all we do is just salt, pepper, and then we throw it on the grill for about like 30, 40 minutes usually. And just let it rest, let it chill out, have its own flavor and everything. We try and keep it super simple so that you get all the flavor of the steak and not the sauce or anything else. Keep it super traditional, I guess. You
The
could say.
presentation, though.
Presentation
way
is
it comes
amazing. So I cut the bone off, and then I just like dissect the whole thing so that you have the tenderloin and all the caps by themselves. So you can like, oh, I want this piece. Like this is more tender than this piece, And
That
then-
comes out on. I gotta just jump
Yeah.
in because it comes out on this gigantic cutting board.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
the bones on it, and I'm talking. You're there's no room on the table anymore.
Mm-mm.
But like you said, it's simple. There's asparagus. There's a little bit of, is it Maldon? Is that
Yeah,
right?
we put a little bit Maldon on the
Maldon.
corner.
What's
It's,
that?
It's a sea salt, finishing sea salt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
from France, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you coming back and getting
yeah.
a little
There's
French in
boy.
you. But yeah, I mean the diversity of this food menu, and we haven't even gotten into the brunch yet. But you've got the burrata dish, the tempura fried egg roll. What are some of the more like an Argentinian dog? What are some of the more unique items on here that you don't typically see served at like your average cocktail bar and restaurant?
Honestly, the chorizo pan sandwich, that's very rare to see. Like, I have not seen anyone with a chorizo sandwich out in Chandler.
No.
I've never even seen a chorizo sandwich.
Oh,
I guess.
man. There's Argentina. I think it's from Argentina or Portugal.
Argentinian.
Yeah.
Argentinian dog.
Argentina dog.
One of my favorite things about not just the menu and looking at it from that light, also looking at the difference that you get in something that you might have seen before. One of my personal favorites is the salmon poke.
Okay.
They bake and then fry the quinoa.
Yeah, so we cook quinoa regular. We boil it, and then we fry it in the fryer, and it just comes out as a super, like, crunchy texture.
Yeah, and the one thing that they do so well back there is they take something like that salmon poke that you might have just seen a salmon poke on another menu, and then it just takes it that much higher. That the texture on that quinoa alone is worth ordering the dish for.
Yes.
How do you fry quinoa? I feel like they'd just go everywhere.
Chinois, baby.
Yeah, and, and you back up with a big spoon. You go like this. You
Yeah.
just like back up. Make sure you don't get hit by the oil.
Well, and then you got like lamb chimichangas, and
Yes.
the bar snacks is pork banh mi tacos. I'm used to seeing like boiled peanuts in bar snacks,
That's
not stuff that's that exciting. Or like the
I might
pork
have to
belly
put that.
skewers. That it all sounds absolutely amazing. Talk to
Also-
me a little bit about the brunch too.
Oh yeah. So we started brunch. I think we're on 3 months now.
No way. It's 3 months.
I think it is. Wow. It might be. I know it's
Seems
2.
like a lot longer to you.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah.
The weeks are flying by. We're having so much fun.
So much.
I can have him go into the food briefly, but we started doing brunch. The whole thing with the cocktail menu is that we just wanted 4 cocktails that are way over the top, just way over the top, approachable in price, but visually stunning. And so
Brunch brings that out of people for some reason.
right, that's what I mean. That's what we were getting at. Is like, hey, you want to come in and get a $12 cocktail that looks insane, and then have 3 of them, jump ship, and go take a nap.
Yeah.
So which
Brunch.
ones on here are the
Brunch-
crazy ones?
Yeah, the brunch. I think we have 6 on there. 2 of them are from the cocktail menu that just kind of more geared towards brunch, like the stamina boost we talked about.
Yeah.
The dropping into tomato starts getting into the really weird side of this cocktail menu specifically. It's a tomato cordial. It's not technically a cordial, but tomato cordial that we make. It's tomatoes blended, and then you add sugar, citric acid, and balsamic vinegar. We make a asparagus vodka and a green chili vodka in house. So it's that tomato cordial, asparagus vodka, green chili vodka, and then it's shaken with celery bitters, topped with tonic, and it's just it was started out as an idea of a Bloody Mary, but then started pulling into, it's almost like you're drinking a salad. Super weird cocktail, but those are 2 of just the regular ones. Brunch cocktails, though, Not Your Mama's Chata is a take on the flavors of horchata. Still super light and refreshing, but they're surprisingly light and refreshing, I would say. It's made with almond milk, so it's not heavy at all. It's not overly sweet. Dragging Me to Brunch is probably the most popular right now. I always say it tastes like dragon fruit, like pink dragon fruit looks like it should taste, because it doesn't taste like anything. You know,
Okay.
have you had it before?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah,
So-
pink dragon fruit. Like if you've had the flavor of dragon fruit, it's probably yellow dragon fruit. Pink
Okay.
dragon fruit is like nothing.
Yeah.
It's really sad because it looks so beautiful. So the whole
I think I've
cocktail,
had in like a smoothie or something like that. Yeah.
most
Yeah.
definitely. That was Sean I mentioned before. He made this watermelon shrub and prickly pear bitters, and so it's like that with tequila and just topped with soda. It again visually stunning. Melon dramatic is straightforward. It's egg white, gin, a little bit of a melon liqueur. It's Midori, but don't say it.
Yeah.
And then lemon egg white. It comes shaken up, topped with like half of it's matcha, and then an apple fan. and it's just bright and vibrant, beautiful. And some of it was just something for people who want an old fashioned.
Okay.
It tastes like pancakes.
Yeah.
It's like smoked. There's a piece of bacon over the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
But again, our idea was just crazy for no reason, over the top.
Yeah.
So.
And tell us a little bit about the brunch food options you guys have. I can give you the menu here, so
Yeah.
you don't have to recall it off the
No,
top
don't
of your
show
head.
him. Don't show him. He has to reset all of them.
Gotcha. I got it. All right, so basically we have just basic brunch menu.
No.
Try and it's not basic, but I mean you got your
my.
French toast. We just trying to elevate
What's
it a
the
little
French
more.
toast called? Colin?
The pain perdu
Yeah.
à la orange.
Dude, it's
Yeah, so it's the pain perdu à la orange. It's just brioche that we dip in a regular egg wash with cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla paste, and sear that and throw it on the plate with berries that we
So
macerate. And what was it? Confectionate. Oh man, for powdered sugar. There we go.
Yeah.
Tried to get the big word out, couldn't. Just powdered sugar and some orange zest, and it's amazing. It's one of my favorites on the menu. Then we have a French omelet, and then avocado toast as usual. That's at every brunch place ever. Chorizo breakfast bowl. I think that's one of his favorites.
It's so good. Yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorites
Absolutely.
too. It's we sear off some chorizo, throw some fries in there, and call it a day. It's pretty damn good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I may, the Old English. It is an English breakfast, and it is
yes.
fantastic. That's
Yes.
actually a nice little segue, just to mention our head chef,
Yes.
Nick. He is as British as they come.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Biggest Brit out there.
His
Best
dad and
chef.
mom come around wearing Union Jacks all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, but yeah,
The British are coming.
I think of the brunch menu, I feel like he probably spent the most time on that Old English.
Yeah.
It is just a plate of food. It is super traditional. It's that's a really fun one, at least.
What
like
all
him.
is technically in an Old English breakfast?
Mushroom, tomatoes, sausage, bread, beans, and eggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is it's weird that that's not something you ever see in American breakfast is any
Not
of
at
those items.
Yeah.
None.
Like
None.
baked beans. Like I figured like that.
Baked
like
beans
a
for some
group-
breakfast.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Start
Get
the
some
day off
iron.
right. Get that stomach churning. Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like you guys do something unique about it, though. Is there any way that you elevate that one in particular, or is it really just classic?
It's pretty classic, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the? Is it technically ham? Or
Oh,
bacon?
the pork belly that we use.
Yeah.
We sear that off. We make our own bacon essentially in house, and we cut off big chunks and sear it off, and then throw some brown sugar on there
Okay.
to caramelize it. And
So
that's-
it's more like how you typically enjoy pork belly than
Yeah.
bacon?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's got that thicker cut to it for sure.
yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
I will say that the AM stack is
Oh yeah.
insane. It's one of the best breakfast sandwiches I've ever had.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this really crisp croissant. It's specked ham, yeah.
Yeah, speck ham that's been cured for a long time. Speck ham, pesto, and a cream cheese for the sauce, and that goes on top. And then we have Gruyere cheese on there, and that's one of my favorite cheeses ever.
Yeah.
The stink on it is amazing.
You need to put that on a shirt. You
Dude,
need to put
yeah.
that-
Honestly,
The
Gruyere
stink on it
stink.
is
Spoken like a
amazing.
true Frenchman.
Yeah, I want it as a cologne, But
It's
yeah,
like
no,
the Sex Panther thing where everyone's
Yep.
like, that is disgusting. What is that?
Gruyere
It's Gruyere,
cologne. Please, someone invent that. But yeah, no, the AM stack, it's it's a croissant sandwich. It's amazing.
We also do some of the traditional tapas.
Yeah.
Down the center on that. And then bar snacks they're available all the time.
Yeah.
And the kitchen does close from 2 to 3 on brunch days, in case anybody's
Yeah,
stopping
remind
by.
us of your hours and brunch specifically.
So, closed Mondays. Tuesday through Thursday, we open at 3, and then 3 till 11. The brunch is going to be 10 o'clock, so that's just Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Friday we open, I'm gonna just
You got it?
restart this all.
Put you on the spot, huh?
You said brunch, and I was like, I couldn't get 10 a.m. out of my head. So anyway, we open at. Why I'm really
Okay, we open at 3, Tuesday
guys.
through Thursday. All right.
Yeah, so we
we
open at 3
close
every day.
around
We
10.
open at 3. We close at 11
Yeah.
Tuesday. So 3 to 11 Tuesday through Thursday. 3 till 1 on Friday, and then that's going into Saturday brunch. We open at 10, close at 1 a.m., and then Sunday is going to be 10 to 9.
Yes.
So
Okay.
the Tuesday through Thursday is all the same. Friday, Saturday we close at 1. We used to close at 2, but we just dropped our hours back. Just trying to get some sleep for people, especially if you're working brunch. So
Sure. Yeah. And you got a daily happy hour.
Yeah, happy
Yeah.
hour is always gonna be 3 to 6 every day,
Yeah.
and that includes draft beer, draft wine, the happy hour classic cocktails, and then bar snacks
Nice.
and
Okay.
churros.
Churros.
We didn't even talk about the desserts. There was a couple desserts here that, like the rhubarb cobbler.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
these
what?
guys,
Yeah.
dude, check those out. That cobbler.
That cobbler's amazing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
churros, they're classic. Those aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. And then the chocolate Swiss roll. Is it like the little Debbie Swiss cake roll?
Yeah, like
kind of
the
things?
It's like that, but
ho-hos.
adult.
The hostess
It is
ho-hos.
huge.
Yeah.
Ho-hos, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dude. And with peanut butter cup?
Yes.
Dang.
So we have peanut butter pieces on there, but the inside mousse is a peanut butter and cream cheese mousse. Oh man, it's so good.
Dude.
Dude.
Like, you got some of those back there right now?
Dude, I can cut you some up right now, man.
This is incredible, man. We got to come back when things are rocking and
Absolutely.
and try everything.
Is there anything upcoming that you guys have? I know you're kind of in the middle of menus, and these will be around for a little bit longer, I understand, right?
Oh yeah.
But do you have any events or anything like that coming up?
Not us personally. I mean, with the opening next door, we lost 2 of our bartenders just switching staff around. So it kind of lifted everything I was doing for a second, but I just had a meeting with everybody, and so we're going to start getting that back on track.
Okay, nice.
Just talking through events, getting that set up with my operator. So those will be in the pipe here soon. But one thing we're going to start doing is a monthly cocktail. And
Okay.
So just
Because you
Kinda.
need more cocktails, right?
we need
Right.
more. Yeah.
Make it 87, right? Make it
87, yeah. And even 87.
Yeah. And do you have an ETA on next door?
That is opening this week.
Wednesday.
wow, okay.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yep.
So that's alive and well. They just had a friends and family and soft opening, so that'll be a wake. Excuse me. Definitely grab a reservation is
Yes.
what I'm hearing. The restaurant is huge, but I think there's enough people that want to go there that it's worth getting a rezo.
If I remember right, it's full for the first 2-3 weeks.
Wow.
Dang,
Yeah.
And then-
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
pretty out there right now.
Is there anything else like that in this area?
No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
The way I've been describing it is, yes, it's an elevated steakhouse, but it's something you might be more, or you might see in like Vegas or New York. It's
Yes.
it is ridiculous. Like the meat quality, I mean, even the amount of time I saw them spending on deciding what plates to use for things. And I mean, the kitchen, brand new. It's absolutely gorgeous. They're making their own pasta there, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
They
so
have their
like,
own pasta machine and pasta cutter. It's
yeah,
awesome.
and
I'm
then
jealous.
like even the
So jealous.
the quality of the meats over there, insane. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you were a little bit jealous. I could see you
Oh,
looking
man,
through the
I
windows.
know.
Like,
I go and try bug Chef Nick every now and then and do like, hey, what you doing right there? Can I get a bite, please? No.
dude, this
No,
has been great.
beautiful.
This has been great, guys. Thanks
Yeah.
so much
Yeah,
for
it has
making the
been.
time and yeah,
dude, of course.
Thank you.
Appreciate the coming out.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Thanks for the
Yeah, well,
opportunity.
we had a pleasure talking with you guys, and anyone listening, you got to come visit here because this is definitely one of the premier cocktail bars in Arizona. And you
sure. Thank
guys
you.
have like a lot of unique things going on, from the food menu to the cocktails and the presentation and the history of the place. So we can't wait to come back and buy a tomahawk.
Yes.
Come back.
Pleasure.
Cheers.